Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Happy fall. I've decided that it's fall. It is September 2nd as I'm filming this right now, and I've already had my first couple little pumpkin spice drinks, and I really wanted to embrace that in today's video and bring you guys a super smoky, fun little pumpkin spice inspired makeup look for early fall. I'm totally leaning into it. I think it's one of my favorite seasons, has definitely become one. So if you guys want to see how I got this makeup look, a lot of it is drugstore, some of it isn't, but a lot of it is, and I hope you guys enjoy this look. Let's get into it. Okay, the face is prepped. We are not nearly caffeinated enough, but we're gonna do this anyway. I'm really excited because it's September already, and honestly for me, I think I'm just like so ready for the fall. It's been a long time since I've looked forward to it nearly this much. For primer, I'm gonna go in with the LA Girl Prismatic primer. Obviously it's very hard to read because the packaging is very holographic, but this is a light reflecting primer. Honestly, this reminds me of the MAC strobe cream. When I blend it in, it's very similar to that. It's totally a dupe for the MAC strobe cream. I'm putting this everywhere. I've already moisturized my skin and done my skincare routine, so I'm kind of just applying this everywhere, but most heavily on the cheeks, on the under eyes, the forehead. On the T-zone, however, I am gonna go in with another favorite. This is the Hard Candy Hydrating Primer. This is basically a dupe for the Milk Makeup Primer. Very much, even in color, it's very similar to the e.l.f. Grippy Primer. All those like hydrating grippy primers, I love them. This one's really good as well. Very affordable from Hard Candy. Love the packaging. I mention this quite often. I'm gonna let all that soak into the skin while we work on the eyes. I kind of have been into doing eyes first, just to kind of get a really crisp line. I'm going in with a little bit of tape. I get this on AliExpress. You can also get it on Amazon, I am sure. I like this over regular Scotch tape because, well, it's meant for makeup, and those little hairs are everywhere. But it's meant for makeup, so it really is gonna not irritate your skin, leaves you with really clean lines. I'm gonna go in with the NYX Pro Fix Stick for the eyes. I'm obsessed with this product. I think it's really great for covering up blemishes. I want to get more shades of it just for like correcting, but even like, you see this is pretty light, but like it works so well at blemish correction. Such a wonderful product. NYX really killed it with that one, but I like to use this to prime the lids. I think the consistency of it is perfect, especially for like carving out the brows. It's so easy. I love these brushes, by the way. They come in a 2-pack. I get them at Walmart. They're from the brand Moda, and I think they're a dupe for the BK Beauty brushes, and then literally it's like $5 for both brushes. I am going to go in with bronzer first. I always kind of do this when I'm pretty much doing any transition for my eyeshadows. I really like going in with bronzer, especially I'm at this point in my life where like I'm looking for a lot of ease in my makeup, and I don't know, just everything, and I like doing this, and I like doing it with this like super large fluffy brush. Next up, I love this palette. I think it screams fall, and I'm really excited to use it today. This is the Tarte Man Eater After Dark palette, and you're gonna tell me these colors don't look like fall. They don't scream fall to you. They scream fall to me, so that's all that really matters. Okay, I'm gonna take a fluffy brush. This one is from e.l.f. and this is the Fluffy Eye Blender brush. I have about 6 to 10 of these. I have so many of them, and I am really wanting this look to give all of the pumpkin spice vibes, so I'm gonna start with this shade right here. It is called Mischievous, and I'm gonna run it all along the crease of the eye. I'm starting kind of slow and building it up because I have not used this palette in a while, and I can't remember. I know the shades are pigmented. I don't remember how pigmented, but I think between this shade and the bronzer, it's gonna give us that like orangey pumpkin spice vibe we're going for. Haven't done like a really warm toned eyeshadow look in a hot minute, and I just feel like fall is the occasion to do that. Always going in with my previous brush to blend things out. Next, I'm gonna go in with the shade Alluring, which is like a really warm, yummy brown, and I'm applying it kind of low on the eye and mostly just on this like outer third, taking it into the crease. I think this is the only palette I own from Tarte, and honestly I've had a good experience with these eyeshadows. Do I think they're worth the price? Honestly, guys, no, I don't. It's a palette. It's pretty, and it's not even like crazy easy to work with, but if you own it, I'm here to help you create some pretty looks with what you already own. I do like the palette. I think it's super pretty, but I don't think it's one of those things, like all of Tarte shadows, right? I don't really think it's anything to, you know, break the bank over. And I think especially where we are right now in just like the beauty game and like makeup, I'm just going back and forth with those two shades, kind of building them up to my desired effect. But yeah, just I think where we are in the makeup game right now, there's no need to drop a bunch of money on anything unless you feel like splurging, unless you feel like you want to have a little something special, or it's your birthday, it's whatever. But like, you do not absolutely need any of this stuff to create beautiful looks. Just find pretty shades that, you know, work for you in whatever collection of makeup you have or whatever is in your budget. Next up, one thing I will say about this palette, though, it does have a lot of really beautiful shimmers. I am going to go in with the shade Heated. I think it's the most pumpkin spice-esque shade in the palette. And because I don't have nails on, I'm going to go straight in with my finger to do this. I mean, it's kind of giving. It's a very pretty palette, but I promise you, LA Girl actually has really beautiful shadows. Among other brands that I like from the drugstore, LA Girl is one of my favorites. I'm gonna go in with this eyeliner as well. This is the Wet n Wild Breakup Proof eyeliner. I have not tried the felt tip version of this, but I use the like retractable version to tightline all the time. This is a 16-hour wear breakup proof liner, and I have this in the shade Brown, and I just thought it'd be really fitting for our eyeshadow today. I actually got this at Five Below. I think since we're going for a pumpkin spice look, this is the perfect liner to go with it. And I'm still doing this with the tape just to make it really easy on myself. I really like this eyeliner. I think I will be using it again. My favorite lash curler is from LA Girl. The other one I liked a lot was from Tweezerman. That one was definitely more on the pricey side. I'm gonna go in with my Fenty Beauty mascara. All of my mascaras, by the way, now that it's coming up, I buy them on Black Friday from Ulta, like my nice mascaras. I buy them for $12 on Black Friday. They're always $12. And some, like this one I just opened and I literally bought it last year. For foundation today, I'm gonna go in with the CoverGirl TruBlend Matte Made Foundation in the shade M10. This is a comfort matte formula, and it is also a transfer resistant formula. I think this foundation is definitely buildable. As you can see, I'm kind of building it up here on my cheeks. But one thing I will say is that I don't think it's like the most full coverage foundation on the market by any means, but it's really nice and very comfortable. I've worn this a few times. So I am in the shade M10 if we are foundation twins. I'm a little bit between kind of going from like summer to fall because I did get a good bit of sun at the beginning of August. But I'm kind of, you know, it's fading a little. My tan is fading a little. So now I'm gonna go in with some cream bronzer to kind of bring all of that back. I'm obsessed with this. A lot of people love the Milani Cheek Kiss cream bronzer, but I'm obsessed with the Maybelline lifter sticks. This is my baby. I normally don't apply it like this, but I kind of wanted to try it out. I normally always apply it on my brush first and then I go in. I think I still prefer the application, especially when I'm going in with like full face of makeup and foundation. I think I prefer the application going in with the brush first. I think I get more product, I get a better application, but I kind of wanted to try it. So yeah, you see how like this side has more product? I like going in with a bit of a heavier hand with my cream bronzer, and so just applying it on the brush directly gives me a better application. They also make these in a bunch of shades, so if you are much cooler, like this has a really great shade range. I also really love the e.l.f. Camo liquid blushes. I'm gonna go in with the shade Copper Etiquette today, which I think is perfect for our, what is this hair doing? Oh my god. I think it's just like the perfect shade to kind of keep everything monochromatic. Matches everything really well. Love these blushes, cannot get enough. They're super pigmented. They're a dupe for the Rare Beauty blushes, but I have to say I prefer e.l.f.'s formula, which is crazy to say because I actually own the Rare Beauty blushes and these are just better. I don't know what to tell you. Also, for the price point, you quite literally can't beat it. They're like $8 and the Rare Beauty ones are like in the 20s. So it's like, don't get me wrong, the Rare Beauty one has pretty packaging, all this other stuff, but I actually find that this packaging leaks more than the e.l.f. one. All right, I can't put this concealer down. This is actually my second tube of this shade specifically. This is the Ulta Beauty Complexion Crush Concealer, and you can see this is the first tube of this that I went through. This is in the shade Light Warm, and I literally think this is it. Like on this shade, on this tube, I need to retire it because I'm literally scraping the sides. This is such a good product. It is kind of like a water proof formula, I want to say is the claims. It's a full coverage, but it's not matte and it is waterproof. And when I tell you, I think this is like my everyday concealer. It's so freaking good. Please try it. I think it's like under $10 at Ulta. And I've never been a big fan of like their Ulta beauty collection, but until I tried this concealer, I'm like, they like did revamp some stuff, and this concealer was one of the things that they changed. It is so good. I'm just blending this out with my damp beauty sponge. Also, I'm gonna go in with my Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade Fair Light. This is awesome. It's so good. It should have, and I think it does, have a cult following, and it is for a reason. This is such a good powder. Okay, I've set the face with the powder. Now I'm gonna go in with some bronzer to kind of just set everything. Still obsessed with the butter bronzer. Gonna go in with this. I don't know if I'll repurchase it or if I'll try something else, because I mean, it's so good and I obviously do really enjoy it. I also really like it because it's literally in the name, but it's so buttery. I don't even have to think about the application process. It just kind of blends itself out, if that makes any sense. Also, I have a lip plumper on my lips right now. This is the LA Girl lip plumper, and this is intense, okay? I think, what is it called? Too Faced lip injections? Yeah, it's intense. And you can kind of see, I didn't even put that much on, but like you can see the irritation and pinkness of my lips. It's from that, but I don't think it's too intense, if that makes sense. I don't think it's like too painful, or just don't kiss your boyfriends with it, because I'm telling you, it's a little spicy. I'm gonna dust away any excess powder on the face, but then for the under eye, I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Halo Glow powder. I'm obsessed with this. I'm in the shade Fair Neutral Cool. And I'm taking this just under the eyes just to keep things really bright. I would love to know what y'all's favorite blushes are right now. I feel like my blush collection, I have a lot of them, but I feel like my collection itself is a little bit outdated. If I'm being honest, I put this in my makeup bag and have not stopped using it. Like it's from Anastasia. I think I got it at like TJ Maxx a while back. It's in the shade Peachy Love. It's a blush trio, and I do really like it. I feel like these three blushes take me through a lot of seasons and they work really well. Today I'm gonna go in with the orangey one. Again, I love keeping like a blush moment monochromatic. I think it's really pretty, and I think Anastasia's blush formula is really pigmented, but honestly I haven't purchased blush or anything really from them in a really long time. I think the last blush that I bought from the drugstore was the NYX Buttermelt blush, but this was so intense. Like I knew it was gonna be pigmented, but I didn't know how pigmented it was, and I also got a pretty dark shade, so I kind of want to get a different shade of this and try again, just because I feel like I'm pretty heavy-handed with blush, and you literally cannot be heavy-handed with the Buttermelt blushes if they're not a light shade. That is really pretty. Yeah, so that's just the orange shade of that. I'm gonna go in with the Dalba First Spray Serum. I haven't used this in a hot minute. I am gonna kind of cover the eyes, because if you spray this while you have already done your eyes, kind of gets everywhere, ruins the makeup a little bit. So pretty much just like my cheeks, my forehead, and I'm taking the back of my beauty sponge to kind of press it in. For a while there, I was like fully obsessed with that, and I can see why, because it really does like bring back so much like healthy skin vibes. I'm also gonna go in with the NYX Bare With Me setting spray. I love this. I think it's a dupe for the Smashbox primer water. Oh my god. Okay, well, I just said that, but the spritzer on mine, I guess, is a little stuck because that totally squirted on my face. Okay, I don't know what's going on with mine, but I don't know if you guys can see the spray on this. It's like, it's just a straight line. It's not even, I'm just gonna have to spray it on the back of my beauty sponge because I'm not about to have wet patches all over my face. Also, you guys, I got a tattoo. My last video was before I had gone to Puerto Rico, and well, I went and I got a tattoo while I was there. So, a little update. I'm gonna go with the Master Chrome. This is kind of old. It was like really popular there for a while. This is in the shade Molten Gold from Maybelline. It's one of my more like gold shifted highlighters. I'm also not going to use a ton of this because it is really intense, and I don't really feel like going for the whole like 2016 makeup, even though it's kind of where we're at. Okay, let's finish the eyes. I'm gonna go in with the shade Passion. I love neutrally brown shades like this for under the eyes. It's pretty much like my routine, unless I'm doing like a colorful eyeshadow look. If I'm doing anything remotely neutral, I feel like this is the kind of shade that works really well for under the eyes. For the brows, my routine is pretty much the same. I normally just go into the brow powder, and my favorite one is from e.l.f. This like little wax brow trio. But I will say I do have a new addition to like my brow routine, and I think it's so good I have to talk about it. This is the Maybelline Super Lock Tinted Brow Glue. This is so good. I have mine in the shade medium brown. Even though my eyebrows are, like my eyebrow hairs are black, I don't like them to look super dark, so I tend to go a little lighter on my brow shade. Even this I think is in the shade neutral brown, and they definitely make darker shades of this as well. This is just what I think works best for me. It also had a lighter shade, but I never used it, and at some point I dropped it and it broke. By the way, the tattoo says, mientras uno esté vivo, uno debe amar lo más que pueda. I just got it in like a little cursive font on my wrist. It is not only my biggest tattoo, but my most visible. I have like 4 others. So I'm gonna take the brown breakup proof liner from Wet n Wild, and I'm going to give myself like that little inner corner cat eye effect. This is super precise and honestly really perfect to do this with. Not every eyeliner gives you the same effect, and that was super easy to do. I'm also gonna pop on some lashes. I'm gonna use the Kiss lashes in the style Jubilee. I love these because they flare outward nicely to kind of accentuate the cat eye kind of aesthetic. Also, I've been really into like audiobooks for a while. Honestly, just reading. I have a Kindle, I have Audible, I have a few physical books of the ones I really love. My favorite author right now is Sarah J. Maas. I loved Akatara and that whole series. I'm doing a reread currently, but I'm in the middle of Throne of Glass. I've already finished Throne of Glass, Assassin's Blade, and Crown of Midnight, so the first 3 in the series, and I'm starting my 4th as we speak. So if you guys want to talk book talk, I'm here for that. I love it. I've just recently started Quicksilver on the Kindle. Super excited for that one as well. Part of me really wants to join a book club, but the idea of like having pressure of like when I need to finish a book kind of stresses me out, and I don't want that. Also, I got this little pencil case at Dollar Tree, and it has been my favorite little thing to store my lip liners. I think it just kind of works really well, and I'm a big fan of that. Gonna go in with one of my favorite lip liners, oldie but a goodie. This is from LA Girl, super affordable. This is in the shade Cafe, and I just think that would go perfectly with a little pumpkin spice look. I will say for Throne of Glass, that series took me so long to get into. Now that I'm finally into it, literally it took me the first full 2 books for me to be into the series, and so by the end of the 2nd book, Crown of Midnight I think it is, I was finally into it. Then I read Assassin's Blade. Assassin's Blade was really good. It's a prequel, so there's different like orders to read it in, but I'm now on the 4th book, finally into it. But there were so many moments where I was like, do I just give up? Like, everyone says it's so good, but like, is it? And for gloss, I'm gonna go with the Fenty Beauty gloss in the shade Hot Chocolate. I do prefer the e.l.f. formula, by the way, the e.l.f. Glow Reviver lip oils. I have like 10 of them, but I do think that this color complements this look really well. And before that, this was my favorite lip gloss formula. The packaging is stunning, obviously, but this is high end, so you'd expect that. I do like how shiny it is, how it's not sticky. It is one of my favorite shades from the Fenty Beauty glosses. Okay, for finishing touches, I'm gonna take the retractable version of the Breakup Proof Liner, and I'm gonna go in with the brown shade as well, and just tight line. They do have 2 different shades of brown, by the way, in the retractable. They have brick brown, which is the one I'm using, and then they also have like a black brown. I love the brick brown for my like waterline, like my lower waterline, because I just feel like it really brings out the like warm hues in my eyes, which are very, very, very dark. And then to finish everything off, I'm gonna go in with the Makeup Revolution Super Hold Misting Spray. This is a ultra matte finishing spray. And I talked about this in my last video, but it's not continuous, but it does have a super nice mist. If you're used to the Morphe one, it doesn't just spray continuously. You have to kind of go over it a couple times, you'll see. But the spray is really nice, and I don't think it'll ever falter like the one from NYX. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this little pumpkin spice inspired makeup look. I know that I have already had my first pumpkin spice coffee. My favorite from Starbucks is the pumpkin cold iced chai. That is delicious. I literally had one today. I thought pumpkin spice creamer, and normally I'm like, I want to wait, but this year I was like, September 1st, it's fall. It's fall, period. So I'm totally embracing that with today's look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you have all of the yummy coffee this fall, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.